everyone. Welcome to my PowerPoint on healthy living. My goal is that the ideas and resources here in the PowerPoint will empower you to begin or continue on your own journey of healthy living. I encourage you to follow along with the Word document because there's a lot of information I just couldn't include all in the PowerPoint and in my recording. So I'm going to first start by going over the impact of unhealthy lifestyle behaviors, and we all know that these can be profound. I've just listed a few of the most common illnesses and diseases. A longitudinal study in Germany with over 23,000 individuals found that 4 specific factors prevented chronic disease and related to healthier living. The 4 factors were never smoking, having a BMI less than 30, exercising at least 3.5 hours a week, and adhering to healthy dietary principles such as high intake of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and low meat consumption. Individuals with all 4 of these factors had a 78% lower risk for developing chronic disease. While some articles, studies, or books can create a simple equation for a healthy life, for most of us, juggling family, school, work, friends, and life can make some of our healthy intentions fall to the wayside. Through this PowerPoint, I will be addressing these areas of healthy living. I'm not suggesting this is an all-inclusive list, and I do believe that definitions of health can be different for each person. Healthy eating doesn't have to be boring or difficult. A few simple changes to your diet may significantly improve the way you look and feel throughout your day. Eating whole foods is one of the more popular movements in America today, and it relates to eating foods that have not been heavily processed, foods that don't contain a lot of additives, preservatives, or dyes. Avoiding a lot of extra sugar or foods that are made with white flour. A German biologist found that the metabolism of malignant tumors is largely dependent on glucose consumption. If you have a sweet tooth like me, it is important to find healthy choices to satisfy cravings. And I put a few of those in the resources. Trans fat are found in baked and processed foods. Trans fat is essentially omega-6 oils that are altered to become solid at room temperature. Changes in our diet have led to an overconsumption of these fats and an underconsumption of omega-3s. I believe it's important to eat healthy, and when you fuel your body with fresh and whole foods, you just feel better. And I also believe that having dessert or something indulgent is part of life that brings pleasure and satisfaction. Healthy eating and moderation can go hand in hand. You can start by making small changes, such as packing your own lunch instead of going through the drive-thru, or grabbing a banana instead of a bag of chips, or trading in your soda for a glass of water. I encourage you to look at some of the resources on community gardening and ways you can grow your own food as well. According to the 2008 Activity Guidelines for Americans, it is recommended that adults get 2.5 hours or the equivalent of 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise and muscle strengthening activities on 2 or more days. Remember that even though 150 minutes seems intimidating, you can break this up into 10-minute intervals. You could do a 10-minute walk 3 times a day, 5 days a week, to meet your 150 minutes. For even greater benefits, you can do more or vigorous activity. Physical activity can enable you to reduce your risk of some cancers, control your weight and reduce obesity, reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease, reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes, strengthen your bones and muscles, increase your chances of living longer, improve your ability to do daily activities, and reduce the chance for falls in older adults. It can improve your balance and improve your mood and your mental health. Some healthcare professionals and researchers believe that exercise is the single most important thing you can do for your health. There's so many different kinds of exercise. I think everyone can find something that they truly enjoy. You might find it helpful to schedule it into your daily planner, take the stairs instead of the elevator, park farther away so you can get in a 10-minute walk, or just try a new exercise class for fun. Look on the resources page for a website to calculate your own BMI and see what this tells you about your own health. Stress can be a flexible term that goes from everyday life stressors that each of us face that keeps us healthy and motivated and alert to the far end of the spectrum of being completely overwhelmed by daily tasks. The ripple effects of stress can lead to anxiety, depression, high blood pressure, heart problems, and cancer. Chronic stress has the potential to tear at the architecture of the brain. Chronic stress results from the brain being locked into the same pattern, which is marked by fear, pessimism, and retreat. Finding ways to cope with stress will help you to move out of this pattern. The body-brain connection is very powerful. An example of this is that a person can stop to think about a stressful situation, and they can begin to have a physical symptom of stress, such as increased heart rate or rapid breathing. It can also work the opposite way. Finding relaxing activities to do with your body can also relax your mind. So take a moment to think about your stress level today, and maybe think of one small and easy way that you can work towards a more relaxed and calm state of being. I love this quote because it is a reminder to all of us to remember that we can find and experience deep spiritual meaning on a daily basis. I know that we can all think of seemingly small or insignificant experiences that hold deep spiritual meaning. For many people, spirituality is an important part of daily life. For some, this may mean a connection with a higher being or involvement in a formal religion. Many different activities that are deeply meaningful have their roots in spirituality. According to writings by Christy Billick, themes of spirituality are linked to hope, faith, coping, and transcendence. The definition of spirituality can be defined as a deep experience of meaning brought about by engaging in occupations that involve the enacting of personal ideologies, reflection, and intention within a supportive contextual environment. Marginalized populations such as those with disabilities or those living in poverty may be occupationally alienated and unable to participate in spiritually meaningful occupations. When a person is consumed with just trying to survive, their spiritual needs may not be getting very much attention. And this is an area of occupational justice that can be addressed at many different levels, but especially in community settings. Expressing creativity can be deeply spiritual for many people. Even just allowing a person or client to tell their life story could be a spiritual experience. Take a moment to think about your own personal definition of spirituality and how you can better care for the spiritual needs of your clients, students, and most importantly, yourself. Imagine for a moment your very favorite thing to do. You are totally engaged in this activity. Hours pass like minutes. You are in the zone, so to speak. Most people refer to this phenomenon as flow. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, or MC as I will refer to him from now on, has some incredible writing on the concept of flow and the importance of setting clear expectations and goals in order to experience flow on a daily basis. If you are just living life expecting interesting and exciting things to come your way, you may end up being disappointed and bored. One learns to experience flow by getting involved in activities that are more suited to provide it, such as mental work and active leisure. When high challenges are met with high skills, then the deep involvement that sets flow apart from ordinary life is more likely to occur. MC also writes extensively about creativity and its inherent ability to inspire flow in many of us. In his work and research, he found that creative and intellectually stimulating environments can be very beneficial. This made me think about the classrooms, hospital rooms, and treatment rooms that many of us spend our days. How can we inspire flow, creativity, and intellectual stimulation just by the context and the space that we are working within? When we talk about intellectual health, it's important to mention dementia, Alzheimer's, and cognitive decline. Some research is finding that chronic stress may relate to developing dementia. Participating in mentally stimulating activities may decrease the likelihood of developing Alzheimer's. So stop and think about your intellectual health. Are you experiencing flow on a regular basis? Also think about your clients or students as a healthcare professional. Are you fostering environments and treatments that have the potential for flow, creativity, and intellectual stimulation? If not, what steps can you take today to improve this? We all know that social connections are extremely important to each one of us and those that we work with. A study in the Journal of Epidemiology found that men without strong social connections had an increased risk of cancer and other diseases. A small study found that when researchers studied fMRIs, they found that social exclusion was similar to physical pain in the brain. Even without research studies, we all know how important social connections are. Think about the population that you work with and how you can empower those individuals to have improved social connections or even create social connections for them. Thank you all for taking the time to look through my video in PowerPoint. You can see all the references from my PowerPoint as well as recommended resources on a separate document. I hope you all have a great week.